and this is the only station dedicated to manufacturing, management, and leadership needs. And so I wanted to talk to you today about what's really happening in this global economy, and we're going to keep track through probably various studies of different companies or different information that we get. We're going to get studies and we're going to see what's going on in these companies and seeing how we as leaders and managers and people can learn from what's happening, and how to really change our business structure. And this is even for people who are just entrepreneurs or who are just starting out in business. I mean, we can all learn from what's happening with these large corporations and these businesses that are struggling to survive in this economy. And today I wanted to talk a little bit about this global epidemic that we're going through with manufacturing. And so actually I was reading business, the Bloomberg Business Week, and there's a great article in here, and it's titled Campbell's Quest for Productivity. And I actually just wanted to read here just a little bit of this article because I thought it was actually really interesting. So what's happening? Campbell, the soup company, is losing some money, and we're not buying soup as we used to. But I mean, any manufacturer could say that right now. Any manufacturer can say that business isn't good and things just aren't happening on Campbell's soup and what they're actually doing to increase productivity in their plants. And so I just wanted to quote a couple of things before I get started on talking about what's really happening. So let's see what's going on here. So we have, what is Campbell doing? So Campbell, the soup factory, is actually in Maxon, North Carolina. They huddle with their managers and they huddle with their teams, and they figure out ways how to save money. Now this is as a result of what's happening with people aren't purchasing soup as they used to, as a result where the company needs to find more revenue to support the business structure and to support probably new machinery that they probably have in the factory or in the plant. So I'm sure as a result what probably happened was that they increased workers to come work in the factory. And as let's see who said something in here very interesting. Edmund Phillips said that when the productivity growth comes, then watch out, because that is when companies start not needing so much labor. So they're hiring all these people to help with their productivity issues, to collaborate and get a group of people to come together and solve this huge, massive problem that we're having with the economy. And so let me tell you exactly what they're doing. So the daily worker manager huddles are about getting everybody involved, says John Fillmore, a 28-year plan veteran. Instead of being told what to do, we get to tell people about our problems. He helps streamline production to better fit with the plant's cleaning schedules. The article continues to talk about they're looking at the truck drivers and seeing how they can gain some productivity there as well by figuring out shorter routes for the drivers to take. And something else that's very interesting in here is that productivity gains come when hundreds of nitpicky efforts combine to save money, time, and effort. The new Schlantron broth line at the plant, which produces 260 million pounds of ingredients a year, operates, and mechanics number each gasket to speed repairs. They cut windows into the metal covering of conveyor belts so that they can spot the signs of wear. The color-coded valve handles to avoid confusion in setting. Campbell says operating efficiency at Maxon has climbed to 85% of what its managers figure is the maximum possible, up from 75% 3 years ago. A 1% gain in plant efficiency in North America adds $3 million to operating profits. Okay, let me just read this last part. Headcount at Maxon has risen to 858 from 802 in 2006, mainly because of the new broth line. Okay, so is this the right way to go about solving the problems? On the one hand, we have this work culture that didn't support what workers thought. You know, they're the ones who are operating the machines on a daily basis and probably have been protesting that, you know, better methods and different opportunities of working with the line. And so you give these workers a little bit of incentive and give them a little bit of ownership to the line and see what happens, and allow them to bring about the creativity for this massive problem that we're having. The first issue is that wait until the production workers catch on. You know, right now, this company's waiting and sort of like have their hands in the workers' pockets. They have handed over their power to the workers and told them that they're responsible for operating their line, and their line needs to be efficient, and we're gonna nitpick, and we're gonna have the production supervisors on your backs, making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. So I can imagine the pressure that the production workers are under to bring about this innovation that the company needs to figure out on a broader scale. It's not just look at the workers and have the workers do what's necessary and to create a value within the culture, the work culture right now. I most certainly commend Campbell for trying to work with the workers and give them some ownership to the line. However, Campbell have to be smart about making this decision, because the culture was never that way, and it's hard to change a culture on a very fast-paced time and give these workers the amount of control that the company is trying to give the workers, telling them that they're valuable on the one hand, but then on the other hand telling them, nitpicking and picking on them and telling them, you know, and holding them accountable. I'm sure they're holding them accountable for every little thing that's happening within the company. Now, I worked in production for a while as a manager, and I'm aware of how stressful this environment can be, but it's hard to change a work culture that has been around for a very long time, especially when you have workers that have been with the company and have seen the company through various changes. And so I think it's very important at this time for Campbell to really readjust, take things slow, and I don't know about this nitpicking aspect of this process, but I just hope that everything works out for the best. Well, that's it for this episode. Be sure to subscribe. Press the little gray button, yellow button on the top of the screen, and to subscribe, and stay tuned for what's coming up and what we're going to be discussing next. Be sure to check out be sure to go on my website, click the link, karissathomas.com, and we'll, you know, stay in contact via the blog. You know, we're going to blog, we're going to chat, we're going to keep in touch, and you'll be up to date with a lot of new information, everything I can't put on the TV show, but most likely, yeah, I'll have a lot of information on the blog. So, you know, make sure and check the website often and keep up to date on the blog, and make sure and subscribe, because we're not done with this issue. We're going to be talking about something else next. Let's see what other companies are doing. Take care and have a safe day.